Okay, now EMS. Well, the winning streak of EMS worldwide, it's spreading. It's quite self-evident. It's not only a German phenomenon. In many nations, there are EMS studios. I talked to people outside. One woman talked about a client from Cuba who approached her, and she said, well, I've been here for 2 weeks, and I would like to have, 10 times, a ticket for 10 times, and I would like to train everywhere. And she comes here and also demands this service. So this shows that there's plenty to do in the EMS market regarding qualification and training of people, of instructors. But it also underlines that you need to communicate what good EMS training actually means and what qualitative differences are to give people a feel for where they are well looked after, where there is close, instruction, and where they are seen as individuals. And here we have a man with a great background. For 20 years, he's been out there in the fitness sector, working on an international and national level, looking after chains, smaller clubs, and well-operated studios. You look after 30 new openings. He knows what it's all about when you talk about marketing, communication, customer acquisition, and care, what is important. You will also look at strategic corporations of EMS for smaller studios.
Canvassing loyalty online. This will be my topic, lead and qualification.
Okay, wonderful. So he does have a high fun factor. I was told, let's take it by surprise.
Just briefly, hands up. Who's in sales, distribution? Every hand should be up because basically anyone is selling. Of 10 people who walk into your club, how many do you actually get as customers? Give me a rough figure. Is it 50%? Is it 60%? Is it 90%? Where do you stand? 60%. You convert 60% of your leads. 70%, I do hope that after the 45 minutes I can actually increase this figure by 10 or 20%, because pre-qualification of leads is really a hot topic, because very often people walk into our club, in our studio, and you don't know anything about them. This is a cold lead. You have built rapport and actually try to get to know this person as well as possible. The EMS Business Academy has been in existence for 1 year. It used to be called the EMS Academy, and together with Mia Bodytech, we have now established a new company, and that's called the EMS Business Academy. And our focus is online training, but we will talk about this a little later. My topic today is online and offline. What do you think? What is more important for canvassing customers? Offline, classic promotions, talking to people actively and promoting the business, or Instagram, Facebook, online, other platforms? I try to work as interactively with you as possible. What do you think? Okay? Answer couldn't be heard by the interpreters. Promotions in front of the studio, bringing people in physically. You would do both, 50-50. You think both is important. Online is more important. Why do you think so? Because when you chat up people, then you never know how they're going to react, because people try to avoid you when you try to chat them up in the street. And this is why I prefer online. You would actually invest your marketing budget in online advertising. Can cost a lot of money, yeah, if you do it properly.
So when you generate attention, it takes weeks because people will remember things. There are several things that come into play.
Correct. This is really key. You're absolutely right. The motor must enjoy it. You don't simply go out there, generate a few leads. No, the promoter must like what they're doing. And if they like it, then they communicate the message in a completely different way. The name of the game is the generation of leads. And how do I do this? This is why I'm going to show you the secret weapon now. Some of you may have seen this. The lead card has been implemented both in the States and in Poland, and this is really a secret weapon. It's used for promotion purposes. Some of you will have received my flyer with my business card. If you want to have it, I can send it to you in a printout format. You can take photographs, but if you want to have it, let me know and I'll actually send it to you. I would like to walk you through this card, intro training. Do you know why I call it an intro training rather than a VIP training or trial training? Try to think like a salesperson. Why don't I refer to it as a petit training or a VIP training? Comment off the mic. Correct what you said, but intro, the background idea is we want to convey this feeling. He's a member already. This is just an intro for his or her membership. If he actually sees trial, then he thinks this is just a test. But intro actually suggests that this person is already a member of the club. Let's go through the card. There's a front page and a back page, a reverse, and you will need 2 files in your club. The leads of 1 through 31, and the second folder says lost. So this is the lead cards you can't use. You have about 5 minutes in a promotion to fill in such a card. Not everything, of course, only specific points. Every promoter, every salesperson has to find his or her system. You don't have to complete everything. There's a salesperson that probably fills in this part. This is like your storyboard. This is your storyboard for telephone calls, for the demand analysis. So this is everything you need for sales. Let's go through. First name, second name, age. Why do you think age is important in such a promotion? Because we will process these cards, invite the guys to the studio. Why are these points so important? Age.
So depending on somebody's age, it will be a different member of staff who will take care of the intro training.
You can do that, but this is... why is it so interesting to know the difference between 18 and 42? No, money, yeah, not all people aged 18 have that money. Yeah, the age shows right away potential customer. Age 42, this is more of a customer. 18, no, not really. This is why the age is so important. The first 3 questions. Are you familiar with our studio? Are you familiar with personal training? And are you familiar with EMS? Why personal training first and then EMS? Do you know why?
Well, this gives the interested party the idea that EMS is part of personal training. Well, that is one thing.
I always say EMS is personal training. Our training method is a EMS, but we're personal trainers. So the first question is always, do you know a student, yes or no? And if the person says no, then you have to do an elevator pitch. So within 60 seconds, you have to highlight your USPs and you have to really whet the appetite for your studio. This is an elevator pitch. And this is what you have to know. All 3 things must be there in a promotion so that everybody understands it. And some people ask about what is EMS, and that people start actually explaining all of the different things. No, you've got 60 seconds. to do that. Then you actually tick the boxes, what you've discussed. And now we come to the qualification of the lead. Are you undergoing training right now? Yes or no? What is the benefit when the person says, no, I'm not having any type of training? Why is this important for us to know?
The probability that they come to us is well higher when they're not doing any sport, instead of the opposite.
So all of the questions have a have a background. No, he's not having any type of training. Have you ever done any fitness training? Yes, no. If yes, when, where? And why did you stop? What does this give us? Maybe the person says, yeah, the attendance was bad, the service was poor. We can explain now service really ranks top of the scale with us. And at the bottom, number 3, what would you like to achieve with the training? And then we can find out about the aims. A good promoter will find at least one element in all areas: health, back pain, weight reduction, performance, endurance, and strength. The more information we can collect in this lead, the more we can actually wow the person of the telephone. Well, this guy has really listened and he still knows what I want to achieve. Then ask, how important is it to you to achieve your aims? 1, not very important, and 10, very important. If a person says 8, what does this mean? Well, this is the decision quota. The higher the motivation, the sooner this person will actually make an appointment with you. The more serious it is to that person. On the extreme right, we've got the activity level on the scale from 1 to 10. 10 competitive sports persons, go, go, go. And number 1 is the couch potato. Who are you on this scale? I'm an 11, he said. 6, okay. Say 3, say 3. How can I work with such an activity level? What does it mean for me, for the intro training? What does it mean when I have a number 3, a couch potato? Yeah, I can't overtext this person. I have to start slow because I don't want to exaggerate it. Depending on the way the person rates him or herself, I can actually design the training to perfectly suit this person. And now the little mannequins. With 1 lead card, I can generate 2 leads. You're invited to do a trial training, or you can bring 1 person along. Would you like to bring 1 person along for this intro training? Then I say yes. And later, when I make the appointment, I say, by the way, Mr. Müller, you wanted to bring somebody along. Who did you want to bring along? Your brother. Okay, what's the name? Now I have 2 people for the intro training. And we know when 2 people train together, this is far better. There's much more emotion involved. And I actually close the deal a lot easier. So the job, the guys in the IT business. And then you can ask, how much time do you spend working? High intensity work, lots of time. How much energy do you have left after your working hours? Little. Okay. And then Monday to Saturday. So when we agree on a training appointment, ask about the days. Why is it important to know that Tuesday and Friday is the best day? We want to be efficient on the telephone. We want to bring in as many people as possible. So what does it give us in terms of information? The Tuesday and Friday are the best days for this person. What's the benefit in knowing this?
We know which days we can offer to the customer on the phone.
Exactly. You can tell them, I have a slot on Tuesday and Saturday. Do you prefer in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening? I have to know exactly what to ask before I make this telephone call. And then I have worked in marketing for Disney in Orlando for 3 years, and customer experience is really big. And this is why we've got the genie lamp included in this graphic. If you had 3 wishes for your first intro training, what could we do to make you feel absolutely happy? And the 3 wishes or 2 wishes or 1 wish will be jotted down. Attendance, friendliness, this is really key. From this, we actually create magic moments. Things we can do for the client that he or she wouldn't expect, but things they will never forget. This is the magic moments. And this is often forgotten about, but it is often decisive. This makes or breaks the deal. You simply have to flash the person. I felt so much at home. They mentioned my name several times. They had a glass of water ready for me. They even jotted down my name on a blackboard. This is what many other studios don't do. So this is the front page with loads of information. Some promoters actually fill in the card with the person interested. Others remember everything, ask all of the questions, and once the person has left, complete the card. But this is the beginning of your tracking system. You have to track your sales. You have to know, I have generated 10 leads. This ended up in 8 appointments, and I actually closed this many deals. And this is the only way you can achieve your weekly, your monthly, your annual objectives. This is the front page. What's the reverse? This is your tracking system. You can either have one big file that contains all of the leads, and then you can actually add the promoter's name, or you can actually have individual files for each promoter. Cold, warm, or hot means the quality of the lead. What's your feeling? If somebody is hot, well, I close the deal immediately for the studio. Somebody who's warm, well, this is a 50-50. And cold, this is the people that actually come to the promo stand, turn the wheel 18 times until they've won something. But we don't want to have these guys. But we're always, always friendly, professional, and nice with everyone. Never underestimate somebody who approaches you, maybe drunk. Try to be as positive as possible whenever you can. Where, how, what, and when. This is important to know. Once we've generated this lead, where did I promote it? At the runner's point in front of the store. And the 1st of January 2019 it was generated. This card will now be filed for the 2nd of January. Because the sooner or the later we call them, the bigger the chances they no longer remember. So even if it's a Sunday, call the 2nd day, the day after. We make the call, say 3 times reaching a mailbox. On the extreme right, we've got AS, deal conclude, P is Probetraining, so trial training, and LO is lost. So we've not reached this guy. This means we make a new appointment for the 3rd of January. So we give it another try the following day. And he was so delighted. He remembers us, the conversation we had, and we hopefully create a magic moment. A magic moment can be that we've mentioned the name several times or mentioned something that is important to this person. So he was happy and agreed on a training on the 5th of January. So the card is filed for the 5th of January. And he wants to actually bring his wife for the training. And this means we will actually appoint for a second trial training a week later. So this guy concluded on the 12th of January. The card has actually served its purpose. And this is really key for the studio managers. As long as there's a cross somewhere in this area, this is worth €1,000 because this is the price of a membership. If your members actually lose 5 of these cards and you actually find them, this means you've lost €5,000, or this member of staff has lost €5,000 for you. Does it make sense for you? Is it realistic to work with such a thing? Or do you say, well, let's go back to basics. This is too much for me. Could you imagine working with such a thing?
Yeah, I find that the system is great. It's super. In our case, we partly do it well in a format, and unfortunately, we do not go as deep as you do it here, because our system doesn't provide the possibility to change it. Well, either we have to enhance our system, it also has benefits because we do not have so many, so many doctors.
I love those back to basics paper formats, the online and the computers. You don't have them available. I love back to basics. Once you actually master this, you can upgrade and install software or whatever. This is back to basics. And when everyone's on the same side working with this, then this is really easy to increase your sales by 10 to 15%. Well, classic promotion. You may wonder 5 to 10 minutes for such a lead card. Yeah, sure, come in.
Have you tested such a card so that you have this card lying somewhere with a partner so the customer filled the card out themselves?
Just leave a card with a corporation mark. I've never done this like this, simply because it is so important that the promoter or the salesperson gets the face-to-face contact. It's not only about having the information, but this person also has to get a feel for this future prospect, so that I can really handle that person better. This is what the lead card is all about: getting to know you and to do some relationship building, and to then actually follow on from this at the studio. That's the whole idea. Okay, I would like to say a few things about classic promotions. How many of you are doing classic promotions, generating leads? Hands up, please. Few, very few of you. What is the feedback that you get? Is it successful? Yes, no? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay. Promotions should never be longer than 4 hours, because people are tired then, and you need to be high-powered, go, 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 go. So you need to have a skill team that's high on energy. So 4 hours max. Base promotion, door-to-floor promotion, and street promotion. This is the classics. Let me briefly explain. When you do a promo, do it 100%, plan it, organize it properly, and also set a lead objective. Say 25 high-quality leads. Whether you do them in 1 hour or in 4 hours makes no difference. You really want to generate top leads. That's the whole idea. The base station is a stand, counters with air balloons, flyers, whatever. But people have to see that there's something going on there, something happening there, action going on. The wheels of luck are so basic, but they love it. People just love it. I don't know why, but this is a fact. Then at the base station, you should ideally have 2 members of staff, 2 PTs, 2 trainers, 2 instructors. Then at the stands, you actually complete the leads. And what we want to have is 2 headhunters. Who's a headhunter? What's a headhunter? Yes. This is the guys. This is your promoters. This is your freaks. This is the guys who get never turned down, even if they get 100 no's. They look very nice and they do one thing. They just revolve around the stand and approach people. That's it. These guys in the middle actually focus on the lead cards, and the head hunters actually just catch the people, hand them over to fill in the lead, and bye-bye. And then there's the street promotion, the street teams, always 2 people. There's nothing worse than sending one person alone, always 2 people, to keep the motivation high, create some peer pressure. And when you work with those guys, never send them away for further than 500 meters. because they should be given something like a lucky cookie, so people can actually collect their wins at the stand. So this is systemized approach. It's not arbitrary. I know I will have those 25 leads in 2 to 4 hours. So this is 6 members of staff. How many of you have 6 people in the studio? Very few. 3 of you, maybe. So you need a promotion team. You need an external promo team. You can either contact an agency. This costs 23 or 25 euros per hour, or what you can do is find your own promotion team. I do some promotion scouting to find my own people. I select people, and then you do a promotion casting at the studio. People come to your studio, you ask a few questions, you see whether it's a fit or not, and if it fits, fine. Then they will be trained for 2 or 3 hours. They undergo a training, they will be introduced to the lead card, and they will actually be introduced to the campaign logic. And you may wonder, how much does such a thing cost? The promotion budget, 3 options. You can actually work on a 450 euro basis, which means 10 euros per hour. You can also go for freelance workers, 30 to 50 euros per hour, or you can offer a temporary membership. So they can train with us once a week for Euro X. This is 80 or 100 euros. And they can actually work for this with promotion. So it doesn't cost us anything. We have somebody who loves and lives this product and actually refers it. And he knows what he's saying. So these are the 3 options available. Does that make sense to you? Could you imagine doing such a thing? Who can imagine doing such a thing? Hands up. Cool, cool. The next topic is online promotions. Online. You can do it yourself, or you can say, I don't know my way around, and I don't want to read books and watch Google tools for hours. I'll bring in a professional. There are 2 options. You can either do it yourselves. You will waste a lot of money, you will waste a lot of time, or you can opt for a professional who knows his way around. You said that you've contacted several agencies, and this makes life so much easier for you.
So in particular, once you've got an agency that actually supports you, fully automated, and can lead you to your booking system so you don't have to call the leads.
That's the point. When you do it yourself, it is so much work. I will actually refer some websites now where you can actually create your own online campaign free of charge. The online lead form. There's a website called Typeform. It's a US platform, and you can actually create splash or landing pages. You can create 3 complementary landing pages, and you could design them as you wish. And you can actually post them or link them with Facebook. You can actually link it with Instagram, and you can generate QR codes. I know this is almost a little obsolete, but this is tools that work. People see it, they scan it, and they actually reach the website right away. So this is really big in the US. Germany is lagging somewhat behind. The QR code looks like this. And if you don't know how to generate a QR code, just actually enter QR code generator in Google and you will find out immediately. This is just a code, and it actually encrypts your website. So it allows every tablet, every computer, every cell phone to get to your website right away. This is fine for classic promotions and for referral management. Referral management. until we got the new general data protection regulation, we were able to obtain referrals direct for family members and friends. But Typeform is very good for this new requirement. You create a voucher with a QR code, and when you scan the QR code, then they end up at this page. You can't see it too well. It's all designed. You can insert your logo. You can insert images, the font as you like it. Then you click on Los geht's. Off we go. And you've got the same information like on the lead card. Name, first name, family name, age, pre-qualifying questions such as what would you like to achieve when you start training, referred by, and so on and so forth. And once you've filled in everything, it takes you about a minute or two. You come to the closing screen, and this is the voucher for the intro training, and you can print it out. Or you can take it to the studio on your tablet or smartphone. And this actually is the voucher for your training, and it's all free. And then you can actually click on the homepage button and end up on your homepage. You don't have to be an IT nerd to be able to create these tabs, to create these questions. And what you actually write down here is actually represented on your landing page automatically. Do you like this? Do you think you could work with this? Yeah, just try out. Play with it. This brings us to the first E of the E3 training program. Once you've generated a lead, you've pre-qualified it, you're ready to go, and the person now visits you in the studio. The first step is always the entree, and this must be the right fit. And to make it fit, the employee must be motivated. They must enjoy working for you. What is important to have motivated employees? What do the employees have to know, to want to do? What do you think? I touched upon it last year. I think we talked about it last year, didn't we? The corporate philosophy. You need a corporate philosophy. The employee must know this philosophy. Then you need a code of conduct. This means a 10-step catalog, how we treat each other at the company. And then there's a mission statement. What is our mission? What do we want to achieve? One sentence. And this is like a banner that we hold when we go out there. Just one sentence. And if this all works fine, then your employee is really motivated. Then body language. When the person actually walks into the studio, then some people actually can see this. This is the age, this is high sensitive people. They know right away what to do. But you can read, you can learn reading body language. What do I have to do to build rapport? As Jens said, mirror this person. This is what we have to learn, to read body language. What are the sales basics, the basic steps to actually trust a person? We don't want to drive them out of the studio. That's the main thing. So what are the basic steps I have to do to make them feel at home? Now my favorite part, E like emotions. Turning the trial or the initial training into a loyal membership. That's sales psychology. We don't want to manipulate our customers. No, we want to thrill them, customize the message for them, make them feel at home. Then the right closing technique. Everyone has his or her own style. It takes you about 100 deals closed to find out who you are, what type of salesperson you are. Do I sell through nervousness, through honesty, through humor? What is my technique to close the deal? Then objections. I have to have an answer for every objection. There's a pre and a post. So what are the questions I can ask in such a way to do away with the objections right away? Money, partners. How do I deal with these objections. And what do I do when the person says, well, too expensive for me? This is what you have to know. And emotional selling. Do I have more time, or am I running out of time? 5 or 6 minutes? Fine. I'll speed up. Okay. Circle of sales. Who do we want to address? Who do we target? Who's our customers? Next circle. What do we want to achieve? What does the customer want to achieve? How do we want to achieve this target together with this customer? This is the standard way of targeting our customers. Person wants to lose weight, and in 3 to 6 months, you will have achieved this aim. The closing deal is probably a little low, but if we find out about the why, the person's why, a lady enters the studio and says, I would like to lose 5 to 6 kilograms because I don't feel at ease. The why is probably because I want to be attractive for my husband again. This is the why. Now I know what the problem is. And if I take this why now, I want to be attractive for my husband again, then I can start my emotional selling approach. And then create purpose-based training. This means a training that is really tailored to a specific purpose. We're not focusing on the 6 kilos, but on her why. And by doing so, we create a completely different how and what. The 6 kilograms, easy. This is the high impact. Now they have the food for thought. I want to be attractive for my husband again. The motivation is completely different. And if we're good at that, we can also create the customer experience. And with customer experience, I can generate new people because I create new experiences for people. And experience means, how do I turn a member into a fan? Because our fans wear shirts because they love so much what we're doing. Through customer experience, magic moments, and referral management. I have 2 more minutes. 2 minutes. This is the E3VR. Questions? Anything you'd say, I want to know? Then I would skip this. I have 2 minutes left. No questions? Fine. Okay. Yes. No mic. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll stay outside. If you have any questions, I'll stay around. The E3VR program. This is a 12-month online program. We will launch it in July together with Miha Bodytech. It's really cool and hip. We've worked such a long time on it. And once you've gone through the 12-month online training, we'll be EMS experts, selling experts. And you will get twice a week a new training program. Over 150 teaching videos, over 100 insider quick tips, over 50 tasks you need to complete, a digital workbook for download, and for each blog there is a multiple choice test, a VR test. VR is virtual reality. So the role play that you do in practice will now be done with headsets. And after you've completed all of this, you will be EMS sales experts. Yep. 3 modules, 12 months. Entree for 4 months, module number 1, basics, body language, motivation. Then emotions, module number 2, sales psychology, closing techniques. Again, 4 months, and dealing with objections. And last but not least, the experience, module number 3 for 4 months. And there we will actually teach you about customer experience, magic moments, and referral management campaigns. And this is it for me. I'd like to thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I'll be waiting for you outside for about half an hour or an hour. And if not, take a flyer. It contains one of my business cards. Send me an email, and I'll send you the download link. Questions? Any questions? Sorry.
Well, one question. I prefer, well, individual training for one reason. Well, have learned that when I have got individual training, when you've got dual trainings, they, let's say one of them, the husband is enthusiastic and the wife not, or vice versa, and what's going to happen then? This is something, okay,
It always depends on the person. Some sales guys love to work with groups, to use the peer pressure to close the deal. It really depends on the person. Some people say, I prefer being one-on-one. I feel much more at ease. And some say, no, I'd like to. So focus on the dominant person. If you convince that person, then he or she will take along the partner. But we can discuss this outside. One more question? Okay.
Well, you said that staff motivation is of extreme importance. Well, which tips do you have for making staff identify with your company, with your studio?
Well, you really have to be a role model. You have to be the role model. There are many people who say, do, but they don't do it themselves. If you ask them, how do I do it? Well, you simply do it. No, you have to serve as a role model. I'll clean the counter just as many times as you do, and I'll do the same intro training that you do. We are one team. This is the first step. And then leadership is important. How do I lead people? Not only in terms of professional success, but also in terms of private success. It's not always about money. You can actually give away further training for personal development. This is fantastic. They will never forget such presence, and they will actually do everything for you. It's a completely different level of team building.
So thank you very much. You will also be there during the final round. So no. Yeah, okay. But, would be a pleasure.